हेलो दोस्तों, बिगनर्स पॉइंट में आपका स्वागत है। और अभी हम कर रहे हैं चैप्टर 1, क्लास 7th का। ठीक है। और प्लेलिस्ट बनी हुई है पॉलिटी के नाम से, जिसने नहीं देखी है वो जा करके देख सकता है। जियोग्राफिकल डाइवर्सिटी ऑफ इंडिया। टू अस, by its very geography, the country India appears to be quite distinct from other countries, and that itself gives it a certain national character. Shri Aurobindo said this. जॉग फॉल्स इन कर्नाटका, कर्नाटक की जॉग फॉल्स की ये तस्वीर है। In 1984, Rakesh Sharma, the first Indian astronaut to go into space, spoke with the then Prime Minister of India, Indira Gandhi. When she asked him, "How does India look from space?" he replied, "Sare jahan se acha, better than the whole world." As you go through this chapter, remember to refer periodically to the physical map. India is the seventh largest country in the world and a part of Asia, along with its neighbors Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, and Myanmar. It forms the region known as the Indian subcontinent since it is part of the subcontinent of Asia. Often, for the purpose of discussion, we refer to five regions: the Great Mountain Zone, the plains of the Ganga and the Indus, the desert region, the southern peninsula, and the islands. In this chapter, we will fly over these zones, providing you with a bird's eye view of these features and offering glimpses of what things look like in close up at some of these places. It would be difficult to go into all the details at this stage since, as you will soon see, India is large and diverse. The Himalayan mountain range stands as a natural barrier in the north, while the Thar Desert and the Arabian Sea mark its western limits. To the south, the Indian Ocean, and to the east, the Bay of Bengal from a natural boundary. These geographical features create a separation between India and the rest of the continent and have played a crucial role in shaping India's climate, culture, and history. Let us now journey together from the Himalayas to the island in the Indian Ocean and onwards to the east of India. The diverse colors on the map already give us a sense of geographical diversity. Familiarize yourself with the legend on the map. The different colors indicate the altitudes. The Himalayas. Look at the length of the Himalayan range on the map. It is like a massive wall. From the legend, can you guess the altitude at different points of the Himalayas? These are satellite images of the Himalayan range. Note that length of the range is about 2500 km, 2500 km. In the summer, the snow on the mountains melts and feed major rivers such as Ganga, Indus, and Brahmaputra. These rivers and their tributaries provide water for drinking, farming, and industrial use, connecting with the lives of hundreds of millions of people. Hence, the Himalayas are sometimes called the water tower of Asia. The Himalayas are also important to many cultures and belief systems. The mountains themselves are considered sacred, and temples and monasteries have been built within them, attracting monks and spiritual seekers from around the world who came to pray and meditate. Of the Gangotri Glacier. This glacier is one of the largest in the Indian Himalayas. कौन सा? Gangotri Glacier. It is considered sacred and attracts many pilgrims. Gomukh is also a popular trekking destination. Next time you see the Ganga, remember its journey began there. How the Himalayas were formed, and story. Interesting story. A long time ago, India was part of a much bigger landmass called Gondwana, where its neighbor was Africa. At some point, it broke away and slowly started moving north. About 50 million years ago, it reached the landmass of Eurasia and coalesced with it. As India pushed against Eurasia, the land between them clump- clumpened,
crumple,
उथड़ा हुआ, crumpled, and rose up, just like how a carpet wrinkles when you push it. That's how the mighty, mighty Himalayan mountains were formed. This is India, Eurasian plate, India 10 million year ago, Sri Lanka 38 million year ago, India 55 million year ago, or landmass 71 million year ago. Amazingly, India is still pushing into Asia today, very slowly, about 5 centimeters each year, which is much slower than the rate at which your hair grows. This means the Himalayas are still growing taller just a tiny bit each year, about 5 millimeters, but over a millennium, that adds up to 5 meters. The Himalayas are broadly categorized into three main ranges. The Himadri, the Greater Himalayas, are the highest and most rugged part of the range, home to towering peaks like Mount Everest and Kanchenjunga. This region remains snow-covered throughout the year. Life here is tough, and there are not many human settlements. The Himachal, the lower Himalayas, lie south of the Greater Himalayas and have a more moderate climate, allowing rich diversity and human habitation. Popular hill stations such as Nainital, Uttarakhand, Darjeeling, West Bengal, Shimla, Himachal Pradesh, and Mussoorie, Uttarakhand are located in this region. The Shivalik Hills, the outer Himalayas, from the outermost and lowest range, consisting of rolling hills and dense forest. These foothills are rich in wildlife, serving as a transition zone between the Himalayas and the Gangetic Plains, also called the Northern Plains. Shivalik Hills means outer Himalayas, Himachal means lower Himalayas, Himidri the greater one. The traditional house construction method in the western Himalayas region is known as Kathakuni or Daji Devari style of houses. A combination of locally available stone and wood is used, which not only keeps the house warm but also resists damage in the event of mild earthquakes. Great Himalayan National Park Conservation Area. Himalayan Mall. A monastery in Ladakh. Monastery in Ladakh. The Bees River in Himachal Pradesh. Snow leopard. Snow leopard. A display of produce in a local market in the Himalayas. Rhododendron. A type of sherbet is made out of this flower. The cold desert of India. The word desert immediately evokes an image of a hot place. However, there are also cold deserts, and we have one in India. Ladakh is a cold desert when where winter temperatures drop below minus 30 degrees Celsius. There is very little rainfall and landscape is rugged with rocky terrain, deep valleys and lakes such as Pangong Teso means lake. The terrain here resembles that of Moon, hence it is called Moonland. Geologists explain the formation of this terrain, as we saw earlier, by the fact that the mountains were folded. When the Indian landmass coiled with Eurasia, this folded portion was part of an ocean, and so the rocks in this area. This one is Moonland Ladakh. Yaks are very important for the lives of people in the Himalayas. This one is yaks. They are reared for their milk, meat, wool, and dung, and are also used for transport. Paong Taso Ladakh. This lake has salty water. Unlike most other lakes, the saltiness is a result of the minerals that dissolve from the surrounding mountain areas. Are made largely of sand and clay. Wind and rain have eroded
Eroded.
नष्ट हो गया. Eroded मतलब कि नष्ट हो जाना. The mountain into the shapes you see in photograph. Despite the harsh conditions, Ladakh is home to unique wildlife like snow leopards, ibex, and Tibetan antelopes. The Ladakhi people lead a simple life. The reason the region is known for its ancient monasteries. Ancient monasteries मतलब मठ
Monasteries.
टाइप जो होते हैं, and colorful festivals such as Losar and the Hemis festival. The Gangetic Plains. As we move southward from the Himalayas, we reach the vast and fertile Gangetic Plains. These plains have been an important part of the history and civilization of India. These plains are nourished by mighty rivers originating from the Himalayas, providing a vital lifeline water. The Ganga, Indus, and Brahmaputra river systems, along with their extensive network of tributaries, enrich the soil with minerals, making the region highly fertile and ideal for agriculture. The rivers bring with them minerals that enrich the soil, enabling abundant agriculture. The rivers are also a source for generating electricity. A large proportion of India's population lives in these plains. This one is modern agricultural practices in plains. Aerial view of Delhi with river Yamuna on the top right. Multi-cropping in Uttar Pradesh, rural women working in paddy fields in West Bengal. The flatland of the northern plains has allowed for the development of an elaborate transportation network. Road and railway networks facilitate the movement of people and goods over long distances. As you will see in the tapestry of the past chapters, the Ganga, the Brahmaputra, and the other rivers have been used for millennia for travel and trade. Modes of transport in the Gangetic Plains. Satellite image of the Gangetic Plains. The northern plains grey langur sits on a wooden beam in Bandhavgarh National Park, Madhya Pradesh. The majestic tiger that was on the verge of extinction, Project Tiger, has supported the return of the tiger to its habitats. The Indian gharial, an adult, is between 2.5 to and 4 meter long. This reptile is on a verge of extinction. There are laws that prohibit harming it or hunting it. A peacock and peahen. The Indian peacock is our national bird. The Great Indian Desert or Thar Desert. If we move westward on the map, you will notice a yellowish area. This area is Thar Desert. What do you see? A vast stretch of golden dunes, rugged terrains, and wide open sky. A traveler among them, the sand dunes of the Thar Desert. Jaisalmer, the golden city located in the middle of Thar Desert in India. The Jaisalmer fort is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Sand dunes are formed when the wind shifts and shapes the sand into hill-like formations. Sometimes these rise as high as 150 meters. The Thar is a vast, arid region. Most of it lies within India, spanning the stage of Rajasthan, Gujarat, Punjab, and Haryana. The desert acts as a natural barrier due to the harsh conditions that deter human and animal movement, including very high daytime temperatures and cold nights, as well as a lack of access or to water. People living in the Thar have adapted their way of life to the place and what it offers. Food habits, clothing, and lifestyle are suited to these harsh conditions. Camel vendor at the Pushkar Mela at the edge of the Thar Desert. Women fetching water from a source far away from home. Rainwater harvesting structure in hamlet. Water is a scarce,
Scarce.
viral, कठिन.
Scarce.
In the desert, women often need to travel long distances every day to fetch water for their families, so the traditional method for cleaning utensils is to soaker them.
Scour.
Manjna. with sand until they are clean. A little water can be used for a light reasons. The water used for rinsing is reused for purpose like watering a plant. So the next time you leave the tap running, remember the people of the Thar Desert. Rajasthan is also famous for its ingenious water conservation methods, including tanka or kunds. These are special water collection systems that store rainwater, often for drinking purpose. The Aravalli Hills. The Aravalli Hills are among the oldest mountains in the world, sometime some 2.5 million years old. The range has many peaks and ridges. Although its highest peak, mountain Mount Abu, towers at over 1,700 meters, most of hills are between 300 and 900 meters high. Is not it fascinating that a drive of about 4.5 hours can take us? A part of Aravallis, just beyond this range, the Thar Desert being a part of Aravalli is seen from space. From Mount Abu in the Aravallis to Jodhpur in the Thar Desert, a drive into completely different geography. The Aravallis play a vital role in shaping the geography and climate of northwestern India. One of its most important functions is acting as a natural barrier, preventing the Thar Desert from expanding further eastward. You will read more about this later. The Aravallis, rich in minerals like marble, granite, zinc, and copper, have supported mining and construction activities for centuries. In fact, evidence from its ancient mines at Jawar has shown that over 8 centuries ago, Indians were the first in the world to master the delicate process of extraction of zinc. Historic forts such as Chittorgarh, Kumbhalgarh, and Ranthambore are located here. Kumbhalgarh fort surrounded by the Aravallis. This location in the hills proved to be an excellent deterrent of the to the enemy. The Peninsular Plateau. Peninsula. The peninsula is a piece of land that is surrounded by water on three sides. India has several plateaus. The most important one is the triangular peninsular area in the middle and south of the country. It is also a very old land formation since this region is a peninsula, surrounded by water on all three sides by the Arabian Sea, the Bay of Bengal, and the Indian Ocean. It is called Peninsular Plateau. The plateau is bordered by two mountain ranges, the Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats. The Western Ghats are taller and run along the western coast like a wall, with many beautiful waterfalls flowing down their steep side during the monsoon season. The Eastern Ghats are lower and broken into smaller hills along the eastern coast. Between these mountains range lies the Deccan Plateau, a vast area of flat highlands. Rivers like the Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri flow across the plateau from the west to east. These rivers are important for farming and provide water to millions of people. Dense forest of Chhattisgarh, home to many tribal communities. This plateau is rich in minerals, forest, and fertile land, making it vital for India's economy. It tilts a little to the east, so a few of the rivers in this region flow towards the Bay of Bengal. East-flowing rivers like the Godavari, Krishna, and Mahanadi originate here, providing water for farming, industries, and hydroelectric power. There are vast west-flowing rivers, Narmada, Tapti too, which drain into the Arabian Sea. Dense forests on the plateau are home to tribal communities, including the Santhal, Gond, Bega, Bhil, Korku. These tribes have distinct languages, traditions, and way of life closely connected to nature. Plateaus are home to many beautiful waterfalls. In India, as rivers flow over their uneven and rocky surfaces, these waterfalls not only attract tourists but also help in hydroelectric power generation and provide water for irrigation. Powerhouse waterfalls at Periyankanal near Munnar, Kerala. Lion-tailed macaque in the Western Ghats, king cobra of the Western Ghats. This is an insectivorous plant Insectivorous plants meaning it feeds on insects found in the Western Ghats. It catches small insects in sticky traps and digests them. Coal mines in the plateau, an important resource, especially in the production of electricity. Coal is a fossil fuel, the use of which contributes to global warming. Mumbai on the west coast in India's financial center. India's amazing coastlines. India's coastline is dotted with beautiful beaches, rocky cliffs, and lush green forest. Some beaches have golden sand while others have black rocks. Some islands have coral reefs while others are covered in thick jungles. India's coasts are full of surprises. The Indian coastline is over 7,500 kilometers long. The west coast of India. The west coast of India stretches from Gujarat to Kerala, passing through Maharashtra, Goa, and Karnataka. Most rivers here originate in the Western Ghats, flow swiftly and form estuaries.
Estuaries?
Muhana estuaries. The coastline is shaped by alluvial deposits, यानी कि
Alluvial.
जलोढ़, deposit from short rivers, and features curves, creeks, and estuaries, with the Narmada and Tapti estuaries being the largest. An aerial, an aerial view of a part of the west coast. Note how close the hills of the Western Ghats are to the Arabian Sea. The western coast has many important ports and cities. These have been the centers of economic activity for millennia. The East Coast. East Coast lies between the Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal, stretching from the Ganga Delta to Kanyakumari. It has wide plains, major river deltas including Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri. Important water bodies like Chilka Lake and Pelicut Lake, a lagoon which is a body of water separated from the larger bodies of water by a natural barriers, are found here. Deltas are landforms formed at the mouth of a river when it deposits sediments into a larger body of water, such as an ocean, a lake, or another river. Over time, these sediments build up, forming a triangular or fan-shaped area. The Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, and Mahanadi rivers create fertile deltas, making the land ideal for farming. Indian islands. The Indian islands refer to the group of islands secreted across the Indian Ocean, the Arabian Sea, and the Bay of Bengal, which form part of India's territory. India has two major island groups, Lakshadweep in the Arabian Sea and the Andaman and Nicobar Island in the Bay of Bengal. These islands have unique wildlife, beautiful beaches, coral reefs, and volcanoes. Several ancient tribes made these islands their home tens of thousands of years ago. Lakshadweep Island. Lakshadweep is an archipelago, a group of islands located in the Arabian Sea, close to the Malabar coast of Kerala. It is made up to 36 islands made of coral. Not all islands are inhabited by people. India controls a vast marine area allowing for fishing, resource exploration, and environmental protection. Andaman and Nicobar Islands. This archipelago comprises more than 500 large and small volcanic islands divided into two distinct groups, the Andaman and the Nicobar Islands. Their location is very important. Coral reef in the Lakshadweep Islands, coral reef in the Andaman Islands. A floating dock, a small port of Indian Navy near the Andaman Islands. They are like the outpost of India, keeping an eye on the ocean. It is home to a variety of flora and fauna. The Andaman Islands are also significant from a historical point of view. Many of our freedom fighters were jailed these under the most serve conditions in the prison complex called Cellular Jail. It has been preserved to remind us to the tremendous sacrifice that our forefathers made so we could be free. We will discuss this some more in higher classes. An aerial view of the active volcano on Barren Island, the only one in India. The delta in West Bengal and the Sundarbans. As we travel back from the Iceland towards the eastern side of the Himalayas via the Bay of Bengal, we come to the Sundarbans. This is located in the delta of the Ganga Brahmaputra. You saw them earlier in the chapter, and their tributaries. This delta has a unique combination of the river, sea, and land. About half of it is located in India, and the rest is in Bangladesh. This is also a UNESCO heritage site. The Sundarbans are home to many species, including the Royal Bengal tiger. Mangroves of the delta in the Sundarbans of West of Bengal. Do remember to look at the map, identify where the delta is. Left to right, top to bottom, Seven Sisters Waterfall, Meghalaya's India. The Shed Shuk Mansion festival is celebrated by the Khasi people as a form of gratitude towards nature. Living Roots Bridge near Non-Gate village, Chirampunji, Meghalaya. The hills of the northeast. Stay on the map as we move towards the hills of the northeast, our final destination for now. Can you see Garo, Khasi, and Jantia marked on the map? These hills, part of the Meghalaya plateau, are known for their lush greenery, heavy rainfall, and breathtaking waterfalls. This region experiences one of the highest rainfalls in the world, making it rich in forest, unique wildlife, and fertile land. Before we move on, India gives its name to the subcontinent it is a part of. It has many diverse geographical features, ranging from the snowy Himalayas to the heat of the Thar Desert. The plains are watered by a large number of rivers. There is also a peninsular plateau with the Arabian Sea on the west and the Bay of Bengal in the east. These diverse geographic features have created a variety of conditions with respect to soil, flora, fauna, life, and economic opportunities and honed a rich culture. These geographical features have played an important role in shaping our civilization. और इसी के साथ ये क्वेश्चंस आ जाते हैं और इसी के साथ ये चैप्टर भी